Welcome back to CET Presents. We're about ready for the Fast Frank Eaters to take center stage, and just before the contest starts, we'll look at some of the equipment that's necessary for today's competition. You have your staples, the ketchup, the mustard, the water to wash it down with. Now, here's the tricky one. It's an empty bucket. You want it to stay empty throughout the competition.
There's nothing weird about eating hot dogs, though. It's just that you got to eat a lot of them in 3 minutes.
This is Steve.
Well, it's all about dogs. Since I'm the top dog, I'm him.
He's the namesake in Steve's Snapping Dogs, but considering his deep-rooted passion for hot dogs, it's a surprise he doesn't call himself Frank.
And I'm from the East Coast. We used to be in delis for years. So in 1996, we moved here to Colorado to be back home because Linda's from Colorado. Her dad is Blinky the Clown. So we moved home and opened up delis. And then when I got here, I thought, there's no good hot dogs here in Denver. You know, growing up in a small town in Monroe, Connecticut, we had little hot dog stands all over the place. So I thought, you know, I sold a deli a few years ago and I said, let me bring hot dogs here.
In Steve's mind, there's a reason the month of July is known as the Dog Days of Summer.
We know that July is National Hot Dog Month, so we thought, Nathan's has the big hot dog eating contest on the East Coast. We needed to do something here for Denver because Denver is a great big town with a lot of people that love hot dogs. So we thought that what we would do instead of having it 4th of July, since the whole month is National Hot Dog Month, we would have it the last Sunday of the month.
So Steve set up a hot dog tournament in hopes of it becoming an annual tradition. The finals would be the last week of July, but finding contestants would be a longer process.
What we're doing is we're taking the top 2 contestants, the most hot dogs you can eat in 3 minutes, that will move you on to the finals. And the finals will be all you can eat in 8 minutes.
Which brings us here to the third of 4 qualifying contests. A senior citizen.
She's ready.
No pictures.
No pictures. Oh, no pictures.
A vegetarian with their own set of veggie dogs, both among the wide range of competitive eaters, hoping to claim a spot at the final table.
Here we've got a cancer survivor and a single father. We had a quadriplegic that actually qualified and ate on our first qualifier.
In the previous 2 qualifiers, the all-time record was set at 7 dogs, an average of more than 2 a minute. 5.5 still stands as the silver medal with 3.5 for the bronze. So history will tell you.
If you eat 4, good chance that you'll be able to qualify for the big contest.
The records may seem kind of low, considering that world champion hot dog eater Kobayashi has consumed over 50 hot dogs in a 10-minute span. But his methods break the #1 rule of Steve's contest: no dunking.
It's totally different than Nathan's because, to be honest with you, I think that it doesn't look so appetizing to eat those hot dogs, dunking them and eating the buns and the wet buns. So we decided to go with the more traditional way to eat the entire hot dog in the bun at the same time. They're allowed to dress the dogs with ketchup or mustard. They can drink water, but there's no dunking. So they have to eat the entire bun. Now, as you can see at the tables here, we've got some buckets just in case someone needs to use the buckets, but so far no one has.
And now that everybody knows the rules,
3, 2, 1.
after 3 minutes of play, Andrew A-Bomb Lane is the clear winner with 4 hot dogs under his belt. But in a twist unprecedented in the entire 4-week history of this event, there's a dead tie for second place. Steve decides a sudden death showdown is the only way to decide things. It's close, but Nick Stock is victorious in overtime.
The last competitive competition I was in was a burrito eating contest my freshman year of college. It's about 6 years ago. It was definitely a rough experience. I kind of found my flow as I was getting into it. I probably should have ate a few hot dogs before I got here, but I didn't. So
Still eating.
yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. It's a great event for a great cause.
Nick's on to the finals, while the proceeds from today's events are headed to Project Angel Heart. And for Steve, he's just happy to watch his baby blossom.
Once that whistle blows and they start eating, it's just the crowd gets involved and they start yelling and screaming. It's a lot of fun. It gives me goosebumps to watch it. It really does.
So Nick and A-Bomb are part of Colorado's hot dog eating Elite 8. I'd like to see how many Kobayashi could get down when he's not dunking them in the water. And that wraps up our show. For my photographer, Drew Keogh, I'm Lauren Canaster. Whether you're racing those remote control cars, taking slap shots underwater, or simply scarfing down a bunch of hot dogs, we'll see you next time on CET Presents.